Coming up, we get a surprise visit from an intoxicated toddler.
Stuck, yeah.
And the go-kart owner pops in to check on progress. Welcome back to the second part of the go-kart build. In the first part we built the back end and the drivetrain, and if you want to see how that went, please click the link above and let me know your thoughts. Any comments and stuff, please leave them in the comment section, because I don't know what I'm doing with this, to be honest. So any feedback will be greatly received. In this part, we're going to be making the mount for the motor. So what we have here is a standard issue, straight from China, 48 volt, 1800 watt motor, which I'm going to mount here. And I want to make a bracket so that it can basically slide back and forth. So there it is. I'm not going to waffle too much. I'm going to get straight on with it and see how we get on. This is kind of a classic case of me going at it, but in a China shop style, and not really thinking about what I was doing. I've only got a bit of chain, I can't show you the whole thing, but I think you can see that this cross member here would be in the way, which that's no big deal, it's only tacked in, but the clearance between the chain and the actual frame of the motor here is too slight. I don't want to have it that kind of tight, so I've stripped it back. I'm going to completely get rid of this, and I'm just going to actually put this kind of flat plate and weld it straight onto the frame to cut down, as much as anything, cut down on weight, because it's, you know, all this steel's mounting up and it's getting heavier and heavier. But I mean, just the size from that, it's getting pretty close to the brake disc. It just is unnecessary. It's just a bit too much. So I'm going to delete this one. So this is the bit now that I need to think about how long this kart's going to be, and so I've taken the measurements of my eldest son and had him on, sat him down, and obviously his length is about 60 centimeters from his back to his bottoms of his feet, but with his knees up, so at the sort of level that you'd, or sort of the height that you'd want to be pressing down an accelerator pedal and a brake. So that's sort of like the minimum length. And obviously these sort of lengths here that you see on the floor are a meter, so it sort of works. I think it will be so what you see is just purely the area that the driver is going to occupy, and then on the end where the tape measure is going to be obviously the front suspension, so it's going to obviously be longer. The biggest problem, and it's always been this, is it's wide. I mean, Christ, it is so wide. It just about fits in the back of the van, but only the back wheels will go just about through the doorway in the back of the van. It won't actually go past the wheel wells inside the van, so it can only go, it's only ever going to be able to drive in forwards, which means that the front suspension is going to be narrower, which is fine. I think it sort of looks a bit more like a bullet, you know, kind of that. It's well, it's like the other one, this one which I built, which has a narrower track on the front, and it sort of works, I think. So to make this strong, I'm going to put another one of these above and then angle it down. And I just so happen to have cut some metal out. So this is what I envisaged for the finish article for the outline of the frame, and there's short of a couple of extra bracings across the centre and going up through the middle. It's more or less there. Of course, you always forget things, and in my instance I forgot to put some 45 degrees on here so I can put some end plates on. This isn't actually welded to the back yet, it's only G-clamped, and I'm doing that more for convenience on my part because it means I can move them about more independently, and also turn it upside down and easier and weld it that way. The back still needs, it's only tack welded, but I'm now fairly confident with it. There's only one aspect of it that needs adjusting so far, and that's this beam cross piece here that needs, I'm going to cut it. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I think I'm going to cut it here and sort of create an L shape, and then because it's this bit, it's in the way for the motor and the chain, so I need to modify that a little bit, which isn't a big deal. The rest of it, I think it's pretty good, and it's good enough that I feel confident enough to weld it all up, hopefully without too much or too many surprises. So I think this is a good place to stop for part 2 of this build. Part 3 sees me concentrating on the mounting brackets and the framework for the seat. Not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. It's only a short video, this one, but if you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see part 3, consider subscribing, and I hope to see you very soon in the next one.